welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your presence.
Hello, Bandhuji.
Namaskar.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
So we are going to review again question number 4, 7, and 8 of Who Am I? I'm going to read question number 4 and 7. They're both just about one line each. So when will the realization of the self be gained? When will the realization of the self be gained? Let's understand the question. When will the realization of the self be gained? So these are two loaded words, realization and self. Realization, as we understand, and I'm not going to spend too much of time on it, we would open it up so that people can share what their own clarity about it is. So when will the realization of the self be gained? The answer is when the world, which is what is seen, the world which is what is seen has been removed, there will be realization of the self, which is the seer. The world, I'm besieged by my world. It can only be removed when I realize myself, I realize the self, which is the seer.
I don't mind just adding my perception. What is seen is, or what people are trying to see or trying to experience. The trying is what keeps the seeing from being able to be seen, because what you want to experience is there right now, and it's always been there from the beginning. If you can see that and focus on, and not even focus, just be present with that fact, that can help you with that question 4 of wanting to experience. Because
is this something Mary experiences, or is this something Mary is saying is the meaning of this? Is this in first person that you really are able to see yourself as a seer?
I don't have vocabulary. This isn't something I was...
That's okay. That's okay. None of us are experts in this, so that's fine. No problems. I'm just trying to make a dialogue here so that we have clarity about what you said is appropriate. It's apropos that, yes, what you said is fine. My question to you is this something that you really experience, or is this something, and this is a question to all of us, that includes even Bandhu. Are we clear about it as a theory, or are we be able to put it in practice?
It is, and it's every day, it's every moment that I'm in. Whether the mind says it's something else, it doesn't matter, it just is.
Excellent. That's the first step towards the practice, and that will remain always the step until a moment will come when realization will occur, when that ultimate understanding will seep in that what I'm seeing as my own life. Let's break it up a little bit. When the world which is what is seen has been removed, when I begin to detach myself, removing from my own world, then I don't take credit for it, nor do I blame myself for it. I see my happening, my life as a happening. It is happening to me. I am the personal physiological experiencer of this phenomenon. My health, my job, my life, my money, my relatives, my friends, my children, everything is a happening. It's happening to me, and all those permutation combinations create a ripple according to the condition in which I'm connected with them, and according to the result that particular condition is throwing at me at this time. When I'm removed from that, when I'm not affected by that, then when I'm not affected by then, there'll be realization of that self. Bhagavan is saying, what is this that is really orchestrating this? That which is orchestrating is the one watching your life. That is the seer. That is the reality. The all-pervading reality is that conducts this life, which is just a piece of orchestra. It's just a symphony in C minor, a concerto for him. Many other Mozarts and Ravi Shankars are playing the tunes. The conductor is only one. So when I have that understanding, that is the realization. Thank you, Mary, once again for sharing. Then the realization will happen when I understand that I'm not the doer, I'm not the controller. Then only the world can be removed. Right now my world is not removed from me. My world is very much with me. I'm constantly in connection with the externalized phenomenon. And I'm not detaching myself from that. I'm stuck to it like the resin, like the gum of the tree. Like Bhagavan says, Majjatava, Chinvata Majjatava. I'm stuck to it, and I'm not letting go of it. So with your permission, we'll move on to question number 7. When will the world, which is the object seen, be removed? Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sandra. When will the world, which is the object seen, be removed? When the mind, which is the cause of all cognition and of all actions, becomes quiescent, the world will disappear. The mind, which is the cause of all cognition and of all actions, becomes absolutely dormant, absolutely quiet. See, I'm so attached to my world, it seems real to me. That's why I struggle. How can the world be unreal? World is not going to be removed. Nobody's going to come and say there's nothing here. No, your office building is gone. Your hospitals are gone. Your car is gone. Roads are gone. No. It's all going to be there. You're still going to be, we all are going to be conducting our day exactly the way it is ordained. It's not going to change. My perception, my attachment to it is going to be removed, and therefore it won't affect me. When an adverse situation faces me, that's when I'm tested. And only adverse situations are caused so that I can pass the test. That's the clarity. When adversities face me right there, face me right here, then I understand what this realization is. What is the meaning of this Advaitic knowledge? It only comes when I come face to face with it. Then I say, I really don't have any control. Then my world is removed because it doesn't affect me. If I walked out of my job today, I don't know if any one of you have ever been fired from your job, then you would know what it means to be detached from that. At that particular moment, you'll say, wow. Insults are not easy to take because we are so attached to our reputation. We are so attached to accolades and praise. I cannot live without praise. It's that dear to me. So when I'm not praised, I'm hurt. That's the time of my test. That, okay, if I can consume that, absorb that, not be affected by it, then I'm fine. Then I'm beginning, my small steps have begun towards realizing the self, towards getting to that goal that it doesn't affect me. It is not my world anymore, doesn't matter. When the mind, which is the cause of all cognition and of all actions, becomes quiescent, the world will disappear. That's the only way the world disappears. That's why the self-realized souls have no possessions. Yes, Peter, go ahead. Was it Peter I heard?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peter.
So the reference is repeated. The world disappears.
Yeah.
So what is the world?
What do you think is the world, Peter?
Well, if I look at it very deeply, it seems that as soon as we open our eyes and see the world of separation and duality around us, it's already illusion. Isn't that right?
Yeah. But do I see my spouse as an illusion? Do I see my children as illusion?
Yes.
I don't, right?
I do.
So you're detached. So we are detached from those relations.
Yes.
Then that's the ideal place to be at. Then if my son or daughter were to die right in front of me, would I be unaffected by it? Doesn't mean I wouldn't cry. It doesn't mean I wouldn't be sad. But will I not linger on with that pang of separation? Will I be able to absorb it just as someone else died whose death I read in the newspaper or heard on the radio and didn't affect me a wee bit? Will I be that detached? That's the litmus test. And I don't think any one of us will be totally detached from it, but if we can recover from that pang of separation, having created this example of having lost a child, they say it's a very, very painful experience for people, those who have lost their children. It's a very painful experience, they say. So will I be detached from it? That's the
as long as I feel I am a self, then I will be affected.
Yes, and do we feel I'm the self? Are we still, you do the test for ourselves. We don't have to tell anybody. Make a list of bank balance, qualifications, my qualifications, I'm an architect, or I'm a doctor, or I could never study, I don't tell anybody I'm not really even high school graduate or dropout. That's an attachment, so write that. Education, bank balance, my spouse, if I have a spouse or a partner, my child's extensions. If my child is grown up and married, my son-in-law, daughter-in-law, my grandchild, or my previous relationships, my job, my health, conditions around me, the person who did not appreciate what I did for them, the person who after my having done very good things for them, did not only appreciate me, rather blame me? Am I holding anger towards that person? Do I have jealousy against such and such person? Make a list of all those things, and if you think that all the entire list ends up in nay, 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 I don't have this, then you are self-realized. And then if you think that there is some confusion, whether I'm really clear about it or not, then try and start throwing things from your house and see if you're attached to it. That'll be a litmus test. That's my possessions. If I lose my wallet, am I upset about it? If I break something, am I upset about it? And we are. Attachments are very, 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 very deep. They don't go away. So when you say, when I know that I'm the self, I see them as an illusion, is it a theoretical level? Is it at the theoretical level, or is it really becoming part of my personal life? That's the just exposition.
And I'd like to add that it's a practice. It's not something that just happens and it's there and now all of a sudden you're in the know of this. It's just practice. It happens over time, and to be patient with yourself, because even the anxiety and the desire to get to a point of being somewhere is keeping you from that place.
Say that again, keeping you from that place. Which place?
Yeah, keeping you from what you're trying to find.
Yeah.
That's better.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah.
Bandhu?
Yes.
Bandhu? I have layers and layers of attachments, and my attachments have attachments. But what is becoming more clear is I'm able to watch those attachments and watch my jealousies and watch my attachment to what I look like and just notice it. And my intention to drop those attachments is very, very strong. And what I do is I question who has this attachment. And I find that it's just thoughts that have this attachment. It's just, I'm attached to the ideas, and yes, I'm attached to my children and whatnot, but I'm also attached to ideas. Also, I know a man who has no family, doesn't have a lot of money. His health is failing him. He's a little on in years, and he's in a position to be able to do this work. I would say, and is doing this work, but he doesn't have all these layers that we have. I'm not saying it's easier for him than it is for us, but he doesn't have stuff to be attached to in a way. So he has an opportunity to do that. I have so many attachments that I can't even count them. So yes, but I watch them on that blank projection screen. I see the blank screen, and in moments of clarity, everything stops. Everything ceases. My thoughts cease. The watching ceases, and I just deepen in that place of everything becoming quiescent. Very, very few times, but it does happen in moments, in seconds. So yes, it does happen, but that's my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for sharing. That's very honest. That's also another way of approaching this, looking at my vasanas constantly, admitting them without really displaying or exposing what they are with anybody. But yes, my children, all that, accept them as they are, and yet continue to be detached from it. And it'll only happen slowly, ever so slowly, shane. It'll happen. And I don't know my own personal life. if if you were to make another list, here's another example. I'm successful. Let's say I'm successful. Put down your success in whatever way you measure it. If you measure it by the amount you have in your bank, and you are very successful, and you have $1 million, or you have $10 million, or you just have $10,000. Ask yourself, did I really contribute anything to this success? The mind will immediately tell you, yes, you did this and you did this, you planned it like this, and you did the right action at the right time. You spent money on it, you spent effort on it, you did this, and therefore I am there. That's the mind telling you. Ask the mind, did I really control when I was not successful? I have so many examples when I have not been successful. Even in my success, let's say my success for the last 10 years can be accounted as success and can be measured by some criteria, money or position or whatever. Even during those 10 years, which I consider to be successful 10 years, I have had ups and downs even in those 10 years. And I'm using 10 as, again, just as a measure. It could be 20, it could be 5, it could be 25. And even there, I don't have a consistent, steady a steady growth in it. It's a ripple. So all those dips were not controlled by me, right? The ebbs are not controlled by me. Why not? Yeah, I take credit for success and I discredit myself, but I should neither credit nor discredit is under my notion. Just as the philosophical way of looking at, and we all have gone over this, even Shankaracharya, we played last week, Jnanavali, I'm neither born nor am I going to be dead. That's the concept. I cannot take credit for who I am even right now. Nor can I discredit myself with anything I'm not that I should have been. And coming back to Peter, your question about even looking at the spouse and saying, yes, she or he is in it. This is not about anybody's spouse or children. So let's say I'm at that, let's expand on that. Let's say I'm at a place where I see myself as a self. I'm not attached to anything. And let's imagine Bandhu has a spouse, which he doesn't, but let's imagine he has. And the spouse is having a heart attack. And I think she is an illusion. Will I just stay there looking at her? No. That would be wrong. That would not be correct. You would have the compassion enough to call 911 or put her in the car or give her the medication. Whatever the situation that you need to deal with, you would have to deal with that. And yet you'll be detached from the outcome of that help that I'm extending. She or he may die in my arms right now and not be shocked by it. That would be the state of mind to be at. If that made any sense.
Well, it seems that it seems that the world of illusion seems to serve some purpose. That we have to go through this illusion, even if it's illusion.
That's why it's not an illusion right now, because we are going through it as if it's my life. It would become illusory if you, meaning you or I or anybody, were leading our life without conducting it as if it's my life only, because I'm so selfish that it's only my life that I manage. It will not remain illusory if I begin to manage life for others just as I manage for myself. A tall order. Am I able to give money to others? Am I able to buy food for others? Am I able to really go out of my way. I'm not talking about giving $25 or $50 online in charity. That's not really what it is. Am I really able to extend myself, whosoever I interact with in my daily life? Am I able to? Am I looking for those opportunities to be able to be of service in a genuine way? Here's a chart from Shweta. I love my illusions, and now it went away. Let me pull it up again. I love my illusions and not attached to them. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be in this satsang to grow. Very well said. That's why we are all together in this. Because
Yes.
we're still striving. And this satsang becomes that life support, that fuel for my spiritual growth.
Yes, that's why I believe in purpose. There is purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be. This is the purpose. Everybody has to make the effort even to be realized. That's the penance. And everything that we have talked about contributes towards that penance. I diminish my own value in my own existence and uplift the values of the others around me is a very good step towards penance.